What is the key to unlocking Hunter's pass rush potential?
Yeah, we're just worried day by day, and just in terms of just our drill work, and then just focusing on our film work. So do the drill, come back and watch it on film, and then if it's body movements, if it's physicality, just trying to identify what his weaknesses are, and then work from there.
What does Hunter bring to the table in terms of his size, speed, strength, skill? What do you like about him?
The biggest thing is just experience. He's played a lot of football games. And so, the experience as far as game time experience, obviously experience of how practice and the flow of practice should go, how meetings, the expectations of how meetings are. So just experience.
How do you think the position that he's playing suits his skill set?
I think it's good for him. I mean, basically, we look at it. Obviously, we all talk about it's outside linebacker position. When we think of outside linebacker, we think of like the Khalil Macks, Von Millers. But just in general, to me, it's an edge defender. He's pass rushing. Every now and then, he'll drop off into the flats.
He talked about his intangibles, leadership. First day of practice, we saw him calling out guys for not paying attention and working hard enough.
Yeah, I mean, those are the things as far as experience that I'm talking about. Practice is going, right? Hey, you got to pay attention when somebody's doing the drill. Right, make sure those guys that are in back, right, are paying attention to what the drill is. Let's not let a young freshman come up to when it's his time to come up to the drill, and he's doing the drill wrong. So just making sure focus, and attention, Hunter knows, and so he's just kind of, making sure that the message is being echoed throughout the group.
Did you recruit him when he was in high school?
No,
Okay.
I didn't. No.
Okay. And then just what do you think just about what he's been able to do along with Jalen and those two guys coming off the end?
Yeah, I think Jalen and Hunter, obviously, those guys have played a lot of football games. So, again, I'm just going to always go back to just experience, the experience that they bring on and off the football field.
You were with Nevada in 2018, right?
Yes.
What can you remember about the Arizona Bowl?
The Arizona Bowl? I remember it was really windy that day we played. But just in general, just the atmosphere. I mean, the facilities are obviously great. The town of Tucson, obviously, was beautiful, of what I've seen in terms of the activities that they had us do and stuff. And so, the game itself, it was a good game. It was Arkansas State. The coach at Utah State, he was the head coach at that time at Arkansas State that we played. But a tough, gritty game. Down here in Tucson.
So Jalen and Hunter, they seem to be locked out in the starting position there. But who are guys behind them really frustrating their stands?
Everybody. I mean, when you go through the drills, you're just trying to develop everybody. I look at it from just a different lens, a different optics in terms of, hey, let's get everybody going, let's get everybody developed, and then from there we get closer to, game time. Who are the guys that we can have in rotation?
And then Jalen seems to put on some weight with his legs. How does that help him during these games, and how does that help?
And just in general, the weight, and if you can move around with that weight, the heavier you are, and you can move around and you can stay, flexible and agile. It's just only going to help them in terms of the run defense and obviously pass rushing as well.
I don't know how many defensive coordinators Jalen's had here or how many position coaches, but I know it's a lot of both. It seems like it would be pretty easy to get discouraged about that. Like, why are there so many changes? What has his attitude been toward you and Johnny since you guys got Jalen?
Attitude towards us has been great. I don't look at where he's come from, as far as the coaches and stuff, and who he's been coached by, who he's been taught by. It's more of, hey, let's live in right now, let's live in the present, let's stay in the moment. What are the things that I can identify to help you, that you can turn your weaknesses into strengths, and then go from there.
What have you seen out of Russell Davis and Sterling Wayne so far?
Good. They're developing, along just fine. Usually when you're a freshman coming in, the biggest thing is, weight, how physical, how strong they are, and then just the mental, how fast the game is going. And they're hanging in there. They're doing a good, fine job.
So are you looking at both of those guys at that cat position right now?
In general, I just want to see what their skill set. So the biggest thing coming into camp, let's see what you guys bring to the table.
How much weight do each of those guys need?
Ideally, you want to get up in the 240, 245. But in general, if whatever you bring to the table and you can get the job done, I'm okay with it. Bottom line is production, and let's get the job done.
So you guys have been kind of moving around the machine around the lines and you were in front row.
It's like very springboard.
I just think in general, you're just trying to, figure out what are the pieces of the puzzle, right? There's times where he can have flashes of playing an inside interior guy. There's times where he can have flashes of playing outside.
And what does that do in terms of having somebody that's versatile with just plug in?
Like I tell the players, your film is your resume. So if you can add more abilities of showing that you can play the 3, you can play the 1, you can play the 5, the better off he's going to be, and it's better off for the team.
Sacks are the easiest and most obvious way to kind of judge the pass rush. What do you look at statistically? What's the stat that matters most to you?
We talk about affecting the quarterback, so if it's an incomplete pass because it's a tip and overthrow, if it's a tip pass, a bad pass. So not only do we love sacks, right, but obviously affecting the quarterback in terms of completion, whether the ball went over the head, he spiked the ball, ran out of bounds. So
Cool. Thank you.
awesome. Hey, thank you guys. Good seeing you guys.